Hello, my name is Dee. Welcome back. And if you are new here, thank you for joining me. So, today we are going to be doing a messages from your person little reading. We are going to be pulling cards from the Twin Flame Messages decks. I have volume 1 and volume 2, and then a little self made deck that I made myself on index cards and perhaps pull a tarot card or two to pick up on the current energy of the connection as well. So for pile one, option one, we have this clear quartz crystal. Pile two, option two, we have the amethyst. And pile three, option three, we have rose quartz. So what I'm going to do is now jump right in to pile one or option one with the clear quartz. Just going to pull deck by deck and see what comes through for you. So we're really just trying to pick up on here what your person of interest wants to say to you, what it is that they have on their mind, and then perhaps try to see what the current energy of the connection is at this point in time as well. So for pile one, my clear quartz people, let's get some cards out. Definitely, definitely started off on, I feel, a very sexual note, pile one. So we start out with two cards, and I will hold them up. I do not feel like the two of you are in communication at this point in time. We have no other compares to you, and I can still feel you. I don't think you're going to be able to see them because I don't think my camera will focus. But I can still feel you, and no other compares to you really brings forth that the two of you perhaps have had physical relations before, and they are very clearly missing it. We have I am more affected than you know, followed up with I feel safer in the silence. So at this point in time, perhaps for most of you, you and this person are not currently in communication with one another. But they are certainly missing you and missing some aspects of this connection as well. I also feel like the I'm more affected than you know also begins to move away from it just being a, them missing sex with you, and brings it back more toward, that they are affected by the fact that the two of you are no longer in communication, or that the two of you did not end up being able to work things out within this connection. Okay, so the next card to jump out is I'm afraid to take that next step right now. You are irreplaceable. I feel a special bond with you that I've never felt before. I just got sidetracked, and it all comes down to timing. So to me, again, right off the bat, there seems to be a lack of communication between the both of you right now. It seems as though this person with the I just got sidetracked was not giving you the time, effort, and energy that you needed for this connection. It seems like this person, it's almost like they didn't appreciate what they had when they had it. And that is something that they do feel very much so affected by right now. And there is regret within this. They're afraid to take that next step right now. They feel safer in the silence. They're not quite ready to come back toward you at this point in time, which is why it all comes down to the timing. I also feel like work could perhaps be a factor in this. Work, or they've got other things going on, perhaps other personal issues going on in their life. So they're not ready to advance this connection with you, and maybe in the past all it was a physically intimate type of connection, but they do feel that special bond, and they do feel that you are irreplaceable, which means they do have a deeper emotional connection or a deeper emotional attachment to you as well. They really feel like they messed up here, but at the same time, they also knew that they weren't ready to be able to give you what it is that you would deserve in a relationship as well. And the first card to jump out here was I hope you know how much I love you. So again, to me, this person feels quite regretful of what it is that occurred between the two of you. I feel like what they regret the most is not saying what they should have said and when they should have said it. So we have, I hope you know how much I love you. Then we have the card, I love you. You are the love of my life. We have, I don't want you to confuse who I was then with who I am now. That to me is extremely important because they are trying to change. They're trying to heal. They're trying to resolve whatever issue it was that they got sidetracked with. And as it points to that, we have, I am struggling and I don't want to burden you with my issues right now. Okay, so I kind of just want to quickly go through the messages, and what I might do is take a picture of them and insert them somewhere, but I'm not sure how well that will work out. So the cards that I just pulled from are, I hope you know how much I love you. I love you. You are the love of my life. I want to reach out to you, but I am afraid that you'll ignore me. I don't want you to confuse who I was then with who I am now. And I am struggling and I don't want to burden you with my issues. So again, this person does seem to have something that either occurred during the time that the two of you guys were in this more so physically intimate connection. But you know, it's something that continued afterwards. I feel like it is something that has to do with their career, because if they got sidetracked, it doesn't really feel like to me they, got into a relationship with someone else. It doesn't really feel like to me this was about someone else. It feels more so like this is about something else. Something else that they were struggling with. Could even be their mental health, and could even be that they just did not feel ready to be in the type of relationship that you would have wanted, or that you would have deserved for them to be in with you. At this point, they're still not quite ready. They're still struggling, but they do definitely want to reach out to you, and for them to feel like this situation is all coming down to timing. It does seem as though they are trying to overall ready themselves, like they're trying to ready themselves mentally and emotionally. They're trying to ready themselves financially so that, they feel like they're, worth it to be in a relationship with. They don't want you to look at them in that way that you did in the past, with that, I don't want you to confuse who I was then with who I am now. To me, that brings forth this very strong message of this might have been a sexual connection, or strictly a like friends with benefits type of connection in the past, and they don't want you to think that that's what they want when they reach back out to you. It's almost like they're trying to give you this solid offer, like a more so solid offer of love than perhaps they were able to give you in the past. And the well jumped out. So the well is this kind of that solid, it's kind of like what I was just explaining. It might have been a physically intimate relationship in the past, but right now they want to ready themselves in order to have a more deeper emotional bond with you, with the well. They want this connection. They don't want it to be just that instant gratification or that physical intimacy only. They're not looking for that into the near future. They are doing whatever it is that they need to do in order to heal, in order to, rectify any, let's say, financial issues or career issues that they have, any other personal issues that they may have. They're doing their best to heal and to rectify them, so that when they come back to you, they can give you a solid offer of love, and that solid offer of love is something that's going to be deeply emotionally fulfilling for the both of you. But as far as the current energy of the connection, they're not coming forward, I feel, anytime soon. So if the two of you are low communication or no communication, and if there's been absolutely no mention of romantic interest yet, like again, as of yet, expect that to continue for a little while longer. But do not get stuck in that waiting energy. Do not waste your time waiting around for this person to be ready. I never recommend waiting around for anybody, and this is somebody that you are definitely going to be waiting for. I would recommend that you continue to pour your time, effort, and energy back into yourself. I would recommend that you don't get stuck in that waiting energy, that you continue to open up your heart to other people, that you continue to focus on self-love and self-care. Because if you get stuck in that waiting energy, you are going to be missing out on other meaningful connections that you could be forming with other people. But as far as this person stands, it's going to remain low to no communication for a little while longer until they figure their shit out. And that might not be something that you have the patience to wait around for, basically. But they do want to eventually come to you when the time is right for them to offer you something amazing and beautiful and emotionally fulfilling. So I hope that that made sense, because that is pretty much it for y'all, pile 1, my clear quartz pile. So thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this recording if you are here with me. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2, my amethyst people. So today we are going to be doing a reading to see what your person of interest would like to say to you, what it is that they are thinking, what they have on their mind. So we're going to pull from 3 different decks that I have for different messages from your person. And then we are going to pull a tarot card or 2 just to see the current energy of the connection, for some confirmation of what came out when it comes to the messages. Okay, so I would say that the 2 of you are not together at this point. I would say that the 2 of you are perhaps in no communication or have very limited communication at this time. So these 2 kind of go together nicely. We have, please don't take what happened personally. It's you. It's not you. It's not you. It's me. It's not you. I am finally feeling the consequences of my actions. I can still feel you. And we have, our connection still affects me, and I'm more affected than you know. I would say one of the major things that's coming across right off the bat is just the amount of regret that this person has. You know, this person did not act right when it came to this connection. This person obviously hurt you in some type of way. This person is missing you, and this person realizes what it was that they've done to you. You know, this person definitely regrets whatever it was that occurred between the 2 of you. There could have been some type of betrayal that this person made toward you. This person, to me, it is perhaps being indicated that this person perhaps explored another love interest, perhaps was giving you mixed signals and then did end up with somebody else. You know, this person really hurt you badly. I do also feel like this person's intentions overall are perhaps not even the greatest right now. Even though there's regret and even though they realize that they fucked up, it just seems like there's something. I don't know. It seems like this person's still a little bit shady to me, or a little bit of a shady character. So I don't think that you guys can see them, but I'll hold them up. I feel too much pressure right now. And would you give me the chance to make things right between us? Now we have, I'm trying to do the honorable thing, and I feel a special bond with you that I've never felt before. And then we also have, I miss the feel of you next to me, and you've affected my life significantly. Okay, so we got a couple of messages here that do indicate that this person does want a second chance with you. However, I do feel like there seems to be a preoccupation with perhaps the more physically intimate side of things when it comes to this person. I feel like overall there's just something off with this energy that they have. I feel like this person does regret, and they does know the weight of what they did to you. You know, they do have a clear understanding that they're the reason why this connection did not work out. I feel like the reason why they're so affected is because they know this was their fault. You know, they can't really place blame on you if you were the person that ended up getting hurt within this connection. But it does seem like to me it's almost like to me they did not, they didn't really give you the time of day, or they didn't give you the time, effort, and energy that you deserved. Let me take that one. There was a group of cards that fell out, but the one on the bottom to me means a lot. So I feel like the reason why they're so affected is because of the fact that there's really no blame that they can place onto you. You didn't do anything wrong here. I feel like they didn't give you the time, effort, and energy that you deserved. And I also feel like this is rather manipulative in nature. I feel like whatever they had going on with somebody else didn't exactly work out for them. And now they're trying to basically come back to you with their tail between their legs. There's just something off with the energy, especially because we have cards like, I've never been so sure of anything in my life. I love you, paired with a card that literally says, I don't love you. And feeling like at one time or another that this connection with you was not worth their time pursuing because they had somebody else on the side. So we have the first card, I hope that you let me know what you're truly thinking and feeling about me. Then we have, how many times do I need to apologize to you? Which, again, the vibe is off. I am struggling and I don't want to burden you with my issues. I feel like the struggle that they're undergoing perhaps is quite literally that things did not work out between them and this other person, whether it's, like a literal affair partner that things didn't work out with, or it's, he was dating somebody else at the same time that he was kind of dating you. I regret what happened between us and I hope that you'll forgive me. The I don't love you card paired with the I've never been so sure of anything in my life. I do love you. I hope that we can make this work. I've never felt this way about anyone else before or since, and I feel like this connection is not worth my time. So I feel like this connection is not worth my time is more so something that perhaps this person thought in the past. It's, to me, seems like they, thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And even with that, one of the first cards to jump out, I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. They quickly realized that the grass was not greener on the other side. But to me, it's funny because I recorded another reading prior to this one. This person is not worth your fucking time. This person at one point didn't feel like this connection was worth their time, so they explored another opportunity within their love life. I would say that it's time for you to do the exact same thing. Okay, so this to me sort of proves the vibe. We have the Hierophant mixed with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So to me, the Hierophant would indicate that there was either a commitment between you and this person, or the two of you were moving forward toward a commitment between one another. And then suddenly this person switched up on you. Okay, it was like, it was almost I wouldn't even say it was almost a shock to you. I would say that it was a shock to you. That all of a sudden, this person that you really thought you were, going to end up in a relationship with, and if you were in a relationship with this person, it's so funny that I felt the vibes were off. So, but this was somebody that you felt like you were going to be in a relationship with, or you were in a relationship with, and it was like holy shit, what the fuck just happened? Because of the way that they completely 180'd you. Then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So if you know anything about tarot, you know that the Knight of Wands in reverse is a charming player, kind of piece of shit character. He's not he's not a the you know brightest of stars. He's somebody who is similar to the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords I usually refer to as the lying, cheating scumbag card. So to see, fuckboy central paired with lying, cheating scumbag, it really solidifies the vibe that was occurring throughout this reading pile too, and mixed with the Ace of Cups in reverse, yet again this strong indication that this person really hurt you, really broke your heart in some way. And six of wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse would indicate that this connection has had a disastrous effect on your self-worth and your self-esteem. So this person is, I would not trust, a very manipulative person, very manipulative type of person. I would not trust a word that comes out of this person's mouth, And I just find it interesting because even when I was pulling the messages card, the messages themselves seemed a little off. So to me, when this person I do feel like is trying or going to trying or planning to try to come back into your life. Maybe they will send you a classic "you up" type of text, and it would be best that if you don't have this person blocked, to block them, because you're always going to feel like you are second best when it comes to this person because of the past history between you both, and B, it's going to be very difficult for you to believe this person, not just due to the past betrayal, but also because of, they just seem to be very manipulative in nature. So this might not be somebody, pile two, that you would really want to get involved with again. This seems like somebody that deserves to stay in your past because you have perhaps begun to heal from this connection. Perhaps you have begun to focus on self-love. And if you are to explore things with this person again, it's highly likely that history is going to repeat itself, unfortunately. This person has not really changed their ways throughout the separation that you may have had. Okay, so I hope that made sense, although I really do not like giving negative love readings. If I could, they would always be positive, and I'm not trying to be harsh or hurtful. I'm only trying to be as honest as I possibly can as I deliver these messages, although I know a lot of the time I am quite blunt. So thank you so much, pile two, if you made it with me to the end of your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile three with the rose quartz heart. So today we are doing messages from your person. Okay, so we are just going to see what it is that they are thinking and feeling. Ooh, what it is that they want to say to you. Those three fell onto the floor. The other ones fell into my lap. So we are going to keep those because they, I feel, are pertinent. So we are seeing what your person wants to say to you. They clearly have a lot on their mind already. And then we are just going to follow up pulling a couple of tarot cards, maybe just one or two, to see the current energy of the connection and any other information that you may need to know. Okay? So again, this is another pile where it is indicated that the two of you are not in communication at this point in time. We have lying. Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. So that to me indicates that in this time that the two of you have been separated, your person really has done some of that inner work. Okay, I'm a better person because of you. I feel like they have learned a lot from this connection. So in some way, shape, or form, I feel like this connection was definitely worth it for the two of you to be in, because perhaps you learned a valuable lesson from them or from your time that you spent with them, and they have very clearly learned valuable lessons from you that they have then taken on their own journey in order to heal and in order to rectify any perhaps let's just say shortcomings that they might have had during your connection with them. We have being apart has been life-changing for me. The grass wasn't greener on the other side, and we will be together again. So your person is definitely interested in trying to explore this connection with you again. I feel like your person has been indicating throughout that they have changed their ways, and that perhaps a lot of the problems that at one point did exist between the two of you, perhaps most likely with communication, um, are really no longer an issue for them. It's almost as though they have really worked through a lot of their problems. Like, they figured out their problems and they've worked through them. And what I find funny is, as I was trying to say that, the card "my family and upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized" jumped out. Okay, so perhaps there was some things that they needed to heal from, some things from their childhood, or some things that they were kind of conditioned to being like they might have had patterns within their relationship that they had seen their parents or their guardians act out, and they've brought that with them, or brought that with them into this connection, which at times made it, disastrous when it came to this connection. But overall, he or she, because whatever gender, um, your person has recognized these traits, or these toxic traits. Let's say they've recognized how toxic they can be when they're brought into a future relationship, even past relationship trauma that they might have held on to, or past relationship baggage. They have really begun to work through, because they don't want to continue to bring their issues, their personal issues, let's say, into their connections any longer. So we have, "I know it might be too late by the time I figure things out." We have, "I will come back for you." So we have a bunch of cards indicating that this person wants to re-enter your life. We have the "my family and my upbringing were a bigger factor than I realized." We have, "I am working toward a better future," again indicating that this person has truly begun to change their ways. "I'm sorry I held myself back with you," yet again recognizing that this person at times was not as communicative or as emotionally expressive as they should have been. We have, "I can't give up my responsibilities right now. Karma is a bitch. I finally got mine. And you're the only person who truly gets me." So I personally feel like this "grass wasn't greener, karma's a bitch, I can't give up on my responsibilities right now," and even the "I'm working toward a better future" indicates that this person might not have necessarily bombed this relationship due to another person, or due to like a third party situation. It was more so something that had to do with, them trying to feel settled within their own life. Okay, it was more so something perhaps to do with their own personal issues that they had, but it doesn't feel like there was, another person that came into this situation. I feel like this person was never as honest with you as they should have been, especially when it pertains to how they felt about you. So you might have spent a lot of time when you were in communication with this person wondering whether or not they actually had feelings for you, or you might have spent a lot of time wondering if this person was going to advance things with you, and so on and so forth. Just feels like to me throughout this connection you had a lot more questions than answers, because this person would not open up to you. And even now, we have one of the cards that just jumped out is "my intentions are pure." So again, this person doesn't seem to be, when this person comes back to you, they're not coming back to you with anything other than, love, and wanting to rectify things with you, or perhaps wanting to reconcile with you. Okay? So, interesting. Very, very interesting. So we do have the card We do have the card, or where we started off with was stop chasing me. I'll come back when I'm ready. I feel like that's something that is more so perhaps, let's say, past energy, whether it's distant past or recent past. Um, there might have been a point in time where you were chasing this person and this person was not ready to be with you. So now is the time when they are starting to come back toward you. My intentions are pure. I am too scared to make a move. Again, reiterating that this person has a difficult time with emotional expression or with emotional intimacy, but this person is beginning to rectify those feelings of discomfort that come with sharing our feelings. We have, I don't always feel comfortable sharing my feelings, so please know that I do love you. So again, we have this very pure-hearted, very kind-hearted type of messages coming through from your person. They still feel very strongly about you. It just feels like to me it wasn't the time or the place for them to get into a relationship when the two of you were exploring that with one another. I never thought you would catch feelings, so I never did. Again, reiterating that this is somebody that wasn't really ready to share their life with someone else, and they definitely were not ready to express their feelings. You know, they were unsure of how you felt about them just as much as you were unsure of how they felt about you. Please reach out to me. I really need to know where your head is at. It hurts to know that you've been seeing someone else. I get so jealous when I see you with someone else. I don't want you to confuse who I was then with who I am now. Yet again, indicating that this person, or your person rather, has really been trying to work through some of the difficulties that they have when it comes to emotional intimacy and expressing their feelings. Okay, I feel like in the past, again, you might have been unsure at times that this person felt any type of way about you. They felt that same way about you, so in that sense, the two of you might have mirrored one another. Um, and if you have seen somebody else in between the two of you exploring or you know, kind of sitting on the outskirts of exploring this connection with one another, that's definitely something that they did not like to see because of how strong their feelings for you are. And I feel like even with the I never thought that I would catch feelings, I never thought that you would catch feelings for me, so I never caught feelings for you, I feel like is also just this indication of they couldn't quite put their finger on how you felt about them. So they decided that they weren't going to let you on to how they were feeling about you. And the first card to jump out is the Lovers. Okay, again, an indication that this person's feelings toward you are pure. And again, a very strong indication of how strongly they feel about you. I also feel like that would be an indication of how this person has begun to really open themselves up or open up their heart space when it comes to emotional intimacy. We then have the Hierophant and we have the Death card. So this person, their intentions are pure. They want to come back to you. I feel like they, even though they're scared, even though they're still nervous and lacking in confidence, it does seem like this is somebody that's going to reach out to you at some point in the near future, at some point soon into the near future, because they have begun to make the changes and rectify whatever they needed to rectify in order to be able to do so. And when they come back to you, let's say, they are really, you're really going to see how much they have changed and perhaps how much more open they are with you than they've ever been before. And they don't want to come back too early, like especially if this has been something that's been ongoing. It was always this thing perhaps of not wanting to come back too early because they didn't want you to think that they were still the same person having the same issues, and it was still just this kind of wishy-washy, neither one of us are sure what's going on between us. When they come back to you, they want to make sure that you can see the difference that exists between them. And I feel like with this, you perhaps seeing somebody else message, they are nervous that the longer that this process takes and has taken for them, the further away you're going to get, or the further out of reach this connection can be. So I do feel like your person is making forward movement toward you. I do feel like, though, if you are seeing somebody else, that's definitely going to be something that acts as of course, a major blockage for this person. I feel like that's because this person that's coming through here for you does have very pure intentions. They did take the time that they needed to ready themselves for a romantic connection before making their way back to you, which is incredibly important. And they really learned a lot in the past from this connection, and they're continuing to learn from it. And I feel like the same might exist for you. I know we focused a lot on them and on, what's going on with them, but even when we were looking more so at the current energy, you too learned a lot from this connection in the past. Perhaps you really took some lessons to heart. You very much so advanced your personal and your spiritual growth as a result of this connection. You also, like, even with self-love, I feel like perhaps this connection really pushed you toward this self-love or spiritual growth type of journey, and this connection ultimately was one that pushed you to learn how to love yourself, which is why perhaps this connection is so incredibly important for you as well. But I do wish you all the best of luck, because it does seem like your person is beginning to make movement forward toward you, pile 3, which is very exciting. So thank you so, so, so much, pile 3, for allowing me to read for you today. I hope that this resonated with you, because it was quite beautiful. Please, please let me know if it did in the comments. That would make my day. And really just thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and thank you so much if you made it with me to the end of this recording. I hope that you have a wonderful day.